Hi, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joybaking.com. Today we're going to make cranberry orange bread, and this is what it looks like. This is a moist and flavorful bread. It has the tart flavor of fresh cranberries, the sweet flavor of orange juice and orange zest, and the flavor of chopped nuts. So the first thing that you will need to do is to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 180 degrees Celsius. And then you will need a loaf pan. This is 9 by 5 by 3 inches. In centimeters, that's 23 by 13 by 8. And then you can just spray the inside of your pan with one of those nonstick sprays. But what I'm doing today is I melted about a tablespoon, 13 grams of butter. And then I'm just using a pastry brush to brush the bottom and sides. Make sure you really get those corners. We don't want our bread sticking. Okay, and then I like to make doubly sure that my bread does not stick to the bottom of the pan. So I just take a little piece of parchment and put it right down there. Okay. So the first thing, before you even start making your bread, what you want to do is to toast your pecans. So you will need a half a cup, 50 grams of pecans. But if you don't have pecans or pecans, you could use walnuts or almonds. Just put them on a baking sheet, bake them for maybe 6 to 8 minutes, really just until you start to smell the nuts. Take them out, let them cool completely, and then just coarsely chop them. So we have that done. Now, this bread, we don't need our mixer. All we need is 2 bowls, one for our dry ingredients and one for our wet. We'll start with our dry. You will need 2 cups, which is 260 grams of all-purpose flour. You may know that as plain flour. To that is 1 cup, 200 grams of granulated white sugar. It may seem like a lot of sugar, but you know, cranberries, fresh cranberries are sour. They're really sour. So we need the sugar to offset that. And then you will need 1½ teaspoons, 6 grams of baking powder, a half a teaspoon, 2 grams of baking soda, and a half a teaspoon, 2 grams of salt. Now you could just mix it all together with like a fork or a spoon, or I'm using a whisk. Really make sure you mix all this together, especially that baking powder and baking soda and salt. You want to really mix that in. And now what we're going to do is add 4 tablespoons, 55 grams of, have your butter cold. You can use salt, unsalted or salted. I'm using unsalted. I prefer the flavor, and also I like to control the salt in the recipe. But if you like salted, then use that by all means, and just leave out the salt in the recipe. So I did cut it in cubes because we are going to cut the butter into our flour, and if it's in small pieces, it's easier, faster to do than if it's one big block. Now you can do this just with your fingertips. You can cut the butter into the flour. If you have a pastry blender, like I do, you can use that and just cut down through the butter until you have coarse crumbs. Okay, that looks good. As you can see, get little kind of coarse crumbs of butter. So that's what you're looking for. So now just make sure you scrape off your pastry blender if you're using that. Okay. And now we are going to add the zest of one fairly large orange. If you want to go, you can measure it, about 1 tablespoon, 5 grams, but I just used 1 orange. And you can do this with a microplane like I have here, or you could use your box grater. Just use the one with the fine, the finest one, the grate. And when you're, okay, first wash your orange really well, and then just grate the orange. This white underneath is quite bitter, so you don't want to do that. Just the top. Okay. And dump that in there. Then just mix that in along with, make sure the orange zest, or even if you're doing lemon zest, tends to clump. So Just make sure, separate that. And then put in your half a cup, 50 grams of nuts. Along with, of course, cranberry bread. We need cranberries. You will need 1 cup, which is 120 grams of fresh cranberries. You could also use the frozen cranberries. And cranberries is one of those things, fresh cranberries, they are one of the few, it seems now, that are a seasonal fruit. They come into the stores usually starting in October through, you can usually find them into the new year. So what I always do is I buy extra bags and then I put them in the freezer. So then, because I really like cranberries, then I can bake with them all year round, because it's kind of a shame you can only find them usually in the fall. Now, when you want to coarsely chop your cranberries. So if you had, like in a bag, you'll have every size in there. If you have a fairly large one, I would cut that in half. If you have these little tiny ones, you could use them whole. The important thing you have to think about is if the cranberry, if you don't cut them in half and they're pretty big, what's going to happen is when your bread bakes, all those cranberries, the batter can't keep them suspended, so they're going to drop down to the bottom, which, when you cut it, people don't like that. So that's why you want to make sure you coarsely chop your cranberries. But you know what? It still tastes good, even if you have that problem. And you know what? You'll learn for next time and think, oh, I got to chop them a little more. So just stir all this in. And then for our wet ingredients, in a separate bowl, I have 1 large egg, that's 50 grams. And just whisk that, and I'm going to add, for flavoring, 1 teaspoon, 4 grams pure vanilla extract. I kind of like the vanilla flavor with the orange flavor. But, if you don't, or you don't have any vanilla in the house, you can just leave it out. And then you will need 3/4 of a cup, which is 180 milliliters, 180 grams of freshly squeezed orange juice. Now you can do freshly squeezed 2 ways. You can take your orange, like an actual orange, and squeeze it, and then have your measuring cup and put a fine strainer, because if you can see, there's a lot of pulp and seeds. You want to get rid of those. You can do it that way, or, if you don't want to buy oranges, you can buy everything commercially now, it seems. You can buy freshly squeezed orange juice. You can buy the big ones, or you can just buy these little small ones. And just make sure you look on the ingredients. You just want orange juice listed. No sugar, just orange juice. So either way, and let's put that in here. Now, if you use the bottle, then the problem is you don't have orange zest. You can just leave it out, you don't have that. Or what I do, if you have it in the house, I add a 1/4 of a cup, 45 grams of candied orange peel. I love candied peel, so I add that, and it gives a nice orange flavor. But, like I said, you can leave it out. So just whisk that in. Now what we're going to do is just kind of put a well here and add our wet. Now, this bread, we only used 4 tablespoons of butter, 55 grams, and we're using orange juice. I'm using a spatula here to mix these together. So this is lower in fat than a lot of breads that you make. So, especially if you're making this around the holiday season, that's a good thing. Now, you can go to the joyofbaking.com website or our YouTube channel, and I do have a cranberry bread that's almost the same recipe, only I used milk instead of the orange juice. And that one's really good too. I like both of them. This one, more orange flavor, obviously, but both are good. Now, when you're mixing, you only want to mix till you get all the flour moistened, but you want to make sure you get all your flour moistened. You don't want pockets, so just, go through and make sure. Yeah, that looks, I'm happy with that. So, let's move this. And pour it into your pan. This freezes really well. So another thing you could do is make these and put them in the freezer, which I often do. Sometimes what I do is I don't freeze it like in one big log. I actually slice it. And then what I can do, if I just want to take out a couple slices, then I can just do that. Or you can maybe cut the bread in half and freeze half, you know, because sometimes I don't want to take out the whole one. So if you divide it up. So now just even it out. I'm using an offset spatula. You just use the back of the spoon. Okay. So now, you know, everyone's oven is a little different. I know I always say that, but it's true. Sometimes our ovens can be running a little hot or a little cool. It is a good idea to get a freestanding oven thermometer and have that. I usually have it in my oven all the time, so I can double check that I'm at the right temperature. But anyways, I'm going to say about 55 minutes. I do tend to check it at 50 just to make sure. Could go up a little higher to 60, but I'm going to go right in the middle and say 55 minutes. The bread will rise, turn a beautiful golden brown. Toothpick into the center will come out clean. And you will start to notice that the bread starts to shrink just barely from the sides of the pan. So 55 minutes. So our cranberry bread is done. So put your pan on a wire rack so you can see a beautiful golden brown. A toothpick, insert it in the center, comes out clean, and it's just beginning to pull away from the sides of the pan. So now I'm going to let it cool 10 to 15 minutes, and then when we come back, we will take it out of the pan. So I let the cranberry orange bread cool about 10 minutes. So now we're going to take it out of the pan. You can take a knife or an offset spatula, just run it along the inside pan, just make sure it's not sticking. Okay, and then pan's a little hot. You might want to use your mitts or a cloth. And then just peel off that parchment paper and flip it right side up. So now we want to let this cool completely. Now you can cut it like the day it's made, but what I find is it's a little crumbly that first day. It's best if you can wait to cover it and store it overnight. And I find that way that orange juice, because this is a lower fat bread, that orange juice has time to permeate the bread and soften it, and then it's wonderfully moist. So I'm not going to cut this. I made this one actually about, I think it's 4 days ago, and it's wonderfully moist. It stores really well. If you store it store it at room temperature, and it lasts maybe, 4 or 5 days. Put it into the fridge. I find it lasts like close to a week, which I did put mine in the fridge. And like I said, you can freeze it as well. But it is such a pretty bread, I think. Very colorful, especially if you want to make it, Christmas time when fresh cranberries are in the stores. But I make it all year long. It is so flavorful and so moist. Like I said, just store it overnight, and it just softens, becomes wonderfully moist and tender. It's a really flavorful bread. It's a little, well, no, I wouldn't say sweet, but you have the bread, and then you have that. I love that kind of tang of the fresh cranberries. And then the orange flavor really comes through. And then the little crunch of the nuts. You have to make this one. It is so good. And until next time, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joybaking.com.